legislature, and just recently passed one of the most comprehensive and wide-ranging water reform bills in the last 20 or 30 years or something like that. So it's a really amazing job for a first-year representative. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the first time I heard Jefferson speak, and it was 2 or 3 years ago at a peace rally here in Eugene, and he was talking about why we organize and why we're activists, and he said that, from an outside perspective, we don't get any money for it. It's not really for personal gain. A lot of the things we campaign for doesn't even affect us, and we're really, to some people, we would say we're doing it for no reason. But he said that we're good people doing good things for no good reason. and that's really stuck with me for a long time, and it's really powerful and inspirational. So, and he just flew in from the East Coast to be here. Just got off the plane about 2 hours ago. So give a big round of applause for Jefferson Smith.
You should understand that I did take a plane today. In fact, I took 2, and I consider you my carbon offset. I am hoping that whatever happens the next 15 minutes will have more of a positive impact on the environment than the negative impact I have had flying to and from Washington, D.C. I'm thinking people are going to go to sleep. I like the lights on. I was thinking that they would have that happen. There we go. I think the reason we are starting this portion so late is because they're trying to keep you off the drugs. It's like midnight basketball. We keep you here past midnight, less of the whatever the heck it is. So every populist movement needs a change, right? What do we want? We want freedom. When do we want it? Now. Typically now. What do we want? We want justice. When do we want that? Now. So I emceed a global warming rally a bit ago. Here's the one I came up with, and I was pleased to see there's been some progress made since. This is what I came up with. What do we want? 80% carbon emission reduction from the 1990 levels. And when do we want it? By 2050 or preferably sooner. So what do we want? Exactly, that guy. It can be daunting as a group of young people, and maybe as anybody, to challenge the power structure. It is also daunting for me to come back to this classroom where, by the way, I took Geology 101. I didn't take 2 geology classes. I took 1 geology class 2 times. And it helps me to think of a story that Tip O'Neill used to tell when he was Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. It's a story of a young man working in the United States Senate dining room. And a man calls him over and asks for another pat of butter. And the young man says, I'm sorry, sir. Just 1 pat of butter per customer. And the man says, you don't understand. I am not merely a customer. I'm also a United States Senator. I'm asking you for another pat of butter. Sir, I'm very sorry. Just one per person. Son, I'm Chair of Appropriations. It means that billions of dollars flow through my fingers. I'm asking you for another pat of butter. I'm sorry, just one per person. Son, I'm a United States Senator asking you for another pat of butter. Who the hell you think you are? Well, sir, I'm the one with the butter. Now, why do I tell that story? Mostly just because I like it. But also because it reminds us that in democracy we are supposed to be the ones with the butter. Actually, I got a couple requests to tell that story, and so, because I've told it before, I assure you. And there was a particular poem that I used to tell, and I told it. It was a story, and I went back and I didn't tell it. And the guy came up to me afterwards with a friend next to him, and he said, "I came and saw you speak before, and you told a particular story, and I brought a friend with me this time, and you didn't tell it, and I'm never coming to listen to you again." Which makes me think of a story. When I was a smaller child, I guess I'm not a smaller child now. When I was a small child, my dad, this is the same guy who named me Jefferson Smith, and named my older brother Lincoln, true story. So my dad's a different kind of cat. We had a different set of rules with regard to Halloween in our family. You couldn't merely come to our household, trick or treat, and expect to receive candy, because that would be begging. You had to tell a joke, or sing a song, or perform a skit. Do something to earn your Tootsie Pop. And this was very embarrassing to the young people in the household. Somebody would come up, or anybody in the household, frankly. Somebody would come up, trick or treat, tell a joke, deliver a skit, sing a song. And we lobbied our father for months and years until ultimately we succeeded in regime change. And we became a typical trick-or-treat family. When inevitably that year came to our home a 4-year-old girl dressed as a fairy princess. And she held her mother's hand and walked up our several steps and knocked on our door with her barely a fist. We opened it, she said trick or treat. We put the candy in her bag and her eyes filled up with tears. And her mother said, "You don't understand. She's been preparing her skit all year." So now you come to my house and you've got to sing a song or tell a joke. Perform a skit. And I tell stories. I wanted to do a few things. I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to talk a little bit about the fundamental argument I think that is happening in the country right now. I wanted to say a little bit about policy just because I was told I was supposed to, at least a little bit. And then I will wrap. I don't mean that I will whistle. I don't mean that. Okay? Although I would suggest I would do it better than some of the people in this room. Just, after hours, when we're done with the whatever. You're going to do it. We're here till midnight, I'm telling you. Really? Okay, cheers for that. Okay. So, first of all, I just wanted to say thank you for being here. This morning, I had a breakfast with some sort of, self-identified muckamucks, relatively young people in Washington, D.C., and we were joined by 3 members of the United States Congress, also relatively young members. And my hobby horse is that I think significantly more resources need to be spent in the engagement of young people that the Obama administration, of which I was and still am a very early and strong supporter, has not done everything I think it can do to speak directly to your generation again. And it hasn't even had a sort of chat football, part 2 moment. And the